Good evening. Tonight, I want to talk with you about a serious subject called alcoholism. For those of you who are not familiar with what alcoholism is, let me try to explain. By definition, alcoholism is an addiction to the consumption of alcoholic liquor or the mental illness and compulsive behavior resulting from alcohol dependency. Alcoholism is not a pretty sight, and it does not make one look attractive or beautiful or even the life of the party. When I look at alcoholism, I look at a disease that took my brother years before he was ready to leave his family, friends, and life on this earth. When I look at alcoholism, I look at depression, sadness, and a way of coping with a life of unhappiness. Alcoholism consumes a person to where being intoxicated is the goal of waking up and being able to cope with the day of what it holds for them. Alcoholism could be present in your life at this very moment. Maybe one of your family members are drinking to a point where it's not about having a couple drinks to unwind, but it's having a few drinks to exist. Maybe your sister is out every Friday and Saturday night drinking with her girlfriends, waking up with a hangover, not remembering details of the night. Maybe your best friend just broke up with their longtime love, and they begin binge drinking as a way of a coping mechanism. Do you step in and join them? When is it appropriate to step in to one's life and say enough is enough? Do you wait until you see them pass out on a bar table, at a bowling alley? Or do you wait so long until you no longer want to hang out with that person because you know you will be the one who babysits and will have to end up taking them home early? When I look at alcoholism, I look at a person that I loved more than life itself. I look at a person that I knew was not living life to the fullest. But I didn't know just how far this addiction had taken its toll. Like I said, the signs were all there. From the time I was in high school, my brother was a drinker. He had parties and he was fun. He was the life of the party. And everyone knew my brother. He always let those he loved know just how much he loved them and cared for them. His friends called him Crambo, and that was how everybody talked about him and knew him. The signs of alcoholism, well, they began early in life. High school. He was a drinker. But did the party days end? No. The alcohol days continued well past the prime days of being young and carefree, and the signs, like I mentioned before, were present. He drank to distress. He drank every day after work and always on the weekends. He drank until he passed out. He drank until he didn't remember why he was even drinking in the first place. So, when you think about these signs, here's some of them. Repeatedly neglecting responsibilities. My brother had a great job. He worked for the local water company and was part of the union. He made great money, but his drinking made him think his job wasn't important, and he felt like he could do what he wanted when he wanted and was eventually let go from a great job that he had. Another sign, alcohol use in dangerous situations. Well, this is my brother. Before his years of having the water company job, he worked doing roofing and made quick money. He fell off of a roof and hurt his back. And this led to being put on Oxycontin for back pain. So you mix Oxycontin and alcohol and now losing a job. So this is a good soup bowl mixture that is dangerous. So the next thing is legal problems due to drinking. Well, I am going here. My brother ended up meeting a girl that was not prim and proper, and she was kind of messed up on drugs and drank. So they basically kind of took care of each other, which still was not a pretty picture. They fought all the time, and the police would get called to come out for the fighting. So this was just toxic. And she kind of made him like a loner. And neither of them worked, and they just kind of existed. And I tried many times to intervene and make her leave, but there was only so much one can do when you stop pounding on the door and talk just to hear yourself speak. So, continuing to drink despite relationship problems. This falls right into what I had just mentioned, because he wasn't going to stop drinking, leave this girl, or get any kind of help to stop the drinking. So let me take you to a part where things get really emotional. So I get a call that my brother was going into the hospital. And I had just had a baby 5 weeks early, and she was premature and 4'11", and I almost died from a postpartum hemorrhage. So I had to stay in the hospital an extra day and receive a blood transfusion. And I was sick, and my brother was sick, but I was not able to visit him. So my brother was in the hospital trying to get his liver rejuvenated, and his liver was failing, and he was becoming more and more sick. So he was diagnosed with alcoholic hepatitis. And alcoholic hepatitis is a disease. It's an inflammatory condition of the liver caused by excessive alcohol consumption over an extended period of time. If you develop this condition, you must stop drinking alcohol. Continued drinking can lead to additional health problems such as cirrhosis, permanent scarring of the liver, and even liver failure. So this is where your skin and even the whites in your eyes can turn yellow. It's very eye-opening because I witnessed it firsthand. My brother was literally yellow, and they wanted him to get in touch with hospice because he was so sick. I still, even after seeing him, or saying, I still, even after him saying hospice, it didn't really register just how sick he was from drinking. He never said he was sick, but made us all believe that he was fine and that the hospital was getting him better. So I get a call from his girlfriend, and she tells me that you need to get to Billy, that he's in the hospital and really, really sick, and that she's so sorry. So I jump in the car as fast as I can to get to the hospital. And the moment I walk in, my brother says to me, "Sister, I'm dying." I both said, "No, you're not." So his organs were shutting down. He had fluid on his brain, and his numbers were off the charts. He was dying. The next couple of days were like a blur. We went to hospice, and 2 days later he died. He died of liver failure and his organs shutting down. He died from years of alcohol. The saddest part of all is that if he would have stopped drinking 6 months earlier, he could have had a liver transplant, which would have saved his life. This eats my soul. I lost my best friend to something that could have been prevented. He let something control him to a point where it took him from all that loved and adored him. So, what is my point of this presentation? Well, it's to open your eyes. It's to let you know what could happen to someone you love. It can be an eye-opener for getting help and offering help to someone else. So, notice the signs and offer help. Be a friend, day or night. Don't give up on them, and let them know just how much you love them. Maybe they need to hear this. It helps. It helps. And let them know how special they are in your life. So there are many things that, ways to reach out or to, of steps to getting sober. Take care of them. Take care of yourself. Build a support network. Develop new activities and interests. Continue treatment. Deal with stress in a healthy way. Avoid drinking triggers. Avoid the things that trigger your urge to drink. Practice saying no to alcohol in social situations. Manage alcohol cravings. Talk to someone you trust. Distract yourself from urge passes. Remind yourself of the reasons for not drinking. Accept the urge and write it out instead of trying to fight it. Take an inventory of how you experience the craving. Focus on one area where you experience the urge and repeat the following with every part of the craving. You need to build a close relationship with your family and friends. Build a social, sober network. So, in the end, just be there. Be there for the person that you love and care about. And if you notice them going down a road of alcoholism, help them. So thank you for your time, and I pray that you now understand the effects of alcohol and how you can help another and yourself in getting better. Good night. Thank you.